got into a little RV and cruised around Finland, going to hot springs, going to, icy cold rivers and saunas. We got back to Helsinki, and that's where the whole thing kind of came together.
What's very rewarding is when you get the customers who have feet problems. Where have you been? I've needed the shoe my whole life.
It all starts with your feet.
Welcome to the Get Busy podcast.
Yay.
Thank you for having us.
We're in the LA studio in Santa Monica. I'm here with Tammy and Ludo of VIBae.
VIBAe.
VIBae. Yeah, there's an A at the end of it.
And everything is what we say.
And I was studying you guys last night. I mean, not like, studying and taking notes, but I was reading your story. And it is truly a remarkable journey of passion and focus, traveling around in a van, right? Mm-hmm. You guys make shoes, right? And so I'm doing all the talking. Let's talk about, the idea. And that the thing about reading the story, like on your website, and there's a couple of other stories out there about you guys, is that it just sounds really fun, right? Like it sounds like a really fun journey. So let's have it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's where you start.
Yeah, no, I mean we're shoe dogs in many ways. We've been in the industry for quite a long time.
Nike kind of like they started the shoe dog thing, or was it you?
Well,
I think we all did.
They may have started it before I, but that's what we call ourselves. We're just shoe junkies.
I think when you've done your 10,000 hours of shoes, you
right.
become a
You
shoe
earn
dog.
it.
That's right. But we had previously to VIBAe, we had a shoe brand. We sold that, and then one of our good friends from working during that shoe brand was Kalle and Minna. They were in Finland, and literally like 2 years after selling our company, they kind of approached us and said, "Hey guys, aren't you sick of being retired? Let's do something together." and she was kind of like, no, we're not sick of being retired.
Okay, let's do it again.
They hit us up and they're like, okay, let's come to Finland. Let's just kind of brainstorm for a couple of weeks and just kind of see what comes out of it. And that's what happened. We got into a little RV camper van, the four of us, Kalle, Minna, Tammy, and I. And cruised around Finland, going to hot springs, going to icy cold rivers and saunas, the kind of things you do in Finland.
Yeah, the hot cold thing
Hot
that
cold,
you guys
oh my God, which is so good. And after 2 weeks of driving around, we got back to Helsinki, and that's where the whole thing kind of came together. VIBAe, which VIBAe means good vibes in Finnish, and we added a little e at the end, which confuses people. but the little e is actually a really important part of the brand because it represents what the brand is, which is the shoes are ergonomic, so it starts with E
and
for
you're
ergonomic.
wearing them. I would like to point out
It's all we wear. How could you
really
not?
They're just too comfortable. But so E for ergonomic, E for using sustainable materials, so ecological materials, and ethically made in Portugal. So it's like the little, it's like our little, whatever it is, catchphrase, I guess.
How did you come up with all of the, the sustainability thing, the hot cold thing? So you went around in this van and you guys, were exploring and experimenting, and then you came up with it. You said, what is the magic fairy dust in these shoes? Like why? And you're immensely proud of them. And they have a cult following, right? Mm-hmm. So let's talk about.
Bought you a pair. We
Seriously,
didn't even
where
think about
am
that.
I?
We will make
I
sure.
want
We
my
will
I want
figure
my
that out.
vibes.
We're going to
do
invite you over to this. We have a store in
You should be
Malibu,
wearing
so you can come and join us over there, and we'll get you sorted.
That is awesome.
Well, I guess there's a little E at the end, which you mentioned, but so you're brainstorming. We've got a week or two in this small, tight,
Right.
Caravan, and so many ideas popped out. And at the end, we're fucking everything. We're fucking everything. We could be everything.
You can be everything.
Part of that E is everything,
Yeah.
which is sustainable,
Right.
But we figured that it was sort of like, if we were going to start a new brand, it had to have a reason,
Right.
It had to have a purpose. There's too many shoe brands out there. Too many, I guess. If you ask, some people, there's never enough.
Right.
But there's so much out there, and there's so much waste out there that if we were going to do something, it had to have a real purpose. And hence, back to the E and for ergonomic, we're making shoes for people, so the shoes have to be comfortable. Otherwise, we've already failed at the first task. Making a foot covering that's uncomfortable doesn't make sense.
Right.
So it had to be comfortable. It has to be, ecological. I mean, we live in a it's amazing playground, planet Earth, and we want to live it for as long as we can and pass it down to our next generations forever. So let's just be a bit more conscious about the materials we use and how we use them, and this whole like fast fashion that all these brands jump into, making new products every season, and then it's no longer trendy, so you throw them away and you go and buy the next season. We don't do that. We make shoes that are kind of classics.
Yeah.
And then they never go out of fashion. Well, if they do, it takes a really long time. We kind of like to call ourselves the next Birkenstock, because that's kind of literally, our shoes kind of have a very natural feel about them. And again, when it comes to making the shoes, we had to find, a place, a location to make them where people would be, were treated correctly. Where the craftspeople that make them are actually rewarded. And so, we went to Portugal for that reason, because it's, tons of craftspeople there, and amazing factories. The half of the population of the people that work in our factories, live in villages where they're growing wine, they're growing, there's orchards, apple orchards and whatever. So it's they live in communities, and so they look after their environment, and they're so that's kind of like the VIBAe vibe. It was to sort of like put all these things into one, into what has come out to be, the product. At the end of the day, it's all about the product.
Yeah.
People love a great story, and we love to tell our stories.
And we love a good time. So Portugal, we can find that time too.
Good olives there too. Yeah.
Good olives.
It's great grapes.
All of it. So how do you market? Right? Is the marketing also, do you take a sustainable approach? Because it is, like you're not the Nike, you don't have the Nike budgets. How have you built this community of enthusiasts around this brand? Because people love these shoes.
Yeah.
People love them.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess when you go onto Instagram and you look at all the comments, that's where you kind of see like the people. There is a tribe. We have this tribe that's followed us. We're 4 years old, so we're super young. But I guess what happened, and maybe the reason the brand became popular so quickly, was we launched the brand. We created the brand. It was September of 2019. We went after our 2-week journey in the van, tight quarters. we decided to fly down to Portugal and find some factories. So we found factories and everything, and then we finished. We basically designed the shoe right there and then. We had another 2 weeks down there to design.
Did you have a designer with you, or were you doing it? You're the designer.
That's what I do. So that's what happened. We kind of designed the shoe there together as a team, the four of us, and we said, okay, let's place an order. So let's place the order. But then February 2020 comes and it's COVID, and the whole world shuts down. So then all of a sudden we're like, okay, well, I guess we can't really work at the moment. We've got no shoes. We've got nothing happening.
Right.
So. So we.
So what did you do? Were you on pause? Like what? How did this?
Definitely.
Yeah.
The factory closed, and we just waited for them to reopen.
Okay.
They made the shoes. I think we were a couple of months later than we had originally expected.
That's not that bad.
No, it was not
Yeah.
bad. We got very lucky, and we were still all shut down, so we got a little creative and decided to open up a retail store in Malibu. here in the US, and I believe Finland opened up their store in
same
Helsinki
time.
at the same time.
So we figured that basically, like, the brand was always going to have a online, like, that was going to be the main
The
umbrella.
main distribution.
Yeah,
Global.
global distribution, and then we were going to open up. We were going to open up wholesale distributions, regionally. So, you got Tammy and I over here that handle the US, for example, and then our friends in Finland, Kalle and Minna, handle the Europe, more or less, and then we have Hannu, our fifth partner, our silent partner.
Oh yeah,
He's our tech
he's
head.
the brain.
He's the brains in the
nerve
background.
center.
And he's the IT guy. He's the ex Nokia, tech boy. So he's the one that puts all the stuff together on online. Created our website and everything. But so what happened is when we did finally launch in August of 2020. Very quickly, people started to notice our shoes online. Obviously, we sold, very well through the two stores.
The actual storefront
The
stores.
two
I
storefronts.
think people were just happy to be out and about
Right.
and talk to people and
Right.
touch real products. But
People was so we're all wearing masks and everything, but people were just bored out of their brains. And luckily, Malibu's an open mall, open air mall. So
Yeah.
we were open.
But more importantly, I think people had more time. Everybody was on the internet. Everybody was shopping.
Right.
And I think it just came at the right time where people are working from home. You need comfortable shoes.
I mean,
You're
these look
stuck
like
at home.
pretty good COVID slippers
They-
to me.
And that's
think
exactly
weirdly,
that. That's exactly
It
that.
worked for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
we were not made, where the China virus that people used to call
There's
it.
that.
We were made in Portugal, so all of a sudden we were like, made in Europe, and we had the most comfortable shoes for
Right.
casually working at home, and it just
And
overnight.
everybody's shopping. We from the get-go, we offered free shipping around the world, even to Australia.
Wow.
It's free shipping.
How did you pull that off logistically?
I think we're still paying for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but
But we still offer it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So we do have. So we have our warehouse in Finland, and for the first 2 years or 3 years, Kalle and Minna and Hannu would manage the online orders themselves.
And customer service.
And customer service and the Helsinki store, and we've got to a scale now where it's just that's just got too large now. So we've actually handed that over to a third party logistics. It's called a 3PL warehouse in Finland that does that for us. We've got 200 orders a day going out, so it's it's a lot of
That's amazing.
a lot of orders, a lot of stickers you got to put on boxes and.
So your story makes it sound really like easy. You know what I mean? Like and your vibe, your energy is so optimistic. But surely this is not as easy as it sounds. Or did you just hit the right notes going along?
Well, it's definitely not easy, or everybody would be doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you sold another company, so you didn't come in this blind. You kind of had
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well-
you've been dedicated your life profession really to shoes.
Yeah,
So
I've been doing
Starting
shoes.
in
That is the coolest thing I have
1996.
heard all day. Like you dedicated your life to shoes.
I guess.
Yeah.
And you.
Well, you can even rewind. In 2009, you put your back out.
Yeah.
Ludo put his back out, and it was a rather large slip disc.
Oh,
And the doctor wanted to do surgery, and Ludo said, no, look, not into that, I'll figure it out. And so you started walking barefoot on the beach in the sand, right?
And
so
that was kind
it
of the
kind of was the
inspiration.
beginning of,
Yeah.
it really starts with your feet.
Because our shoes, this is what our shoes are about. It's this. This
The
is the
insole.
magic. And that gives you, arch support. It gives you heel cupping. It contours your foot the same way as it does when you're walking on the beach
Yeah.
barefoot. You're getting cradled all the way across your foot. And so, all of your body weight is supported evenly and you feel great.
Supported.
So that's...
did you work with like orthopedic doctors or
Nope.
podiatrists, or was it just like
I literally molded the footbed on my feet, and then kind of we shaved away areas to make it more generic for everybody. And made it like a universal, universal shape. But we worked, I'm a product designer, industrial designer, so that was always my background, designing products, and that's part of the fun facts, of being. Of
Did
doing
it
that.
fix your back?
It's miracles, yeah.
Really?
It fixed it.
I was, like Tammy said,
You
in
haven't had a problem
2009.
since.
I went to Cedar Sinai, the best surgical, best back, hospital in the country.
Do you want your inner soul?
Yeah, you probably want to.
It's antimicrobial, so it doesn't smell.
No, there's no scent. It's very fresh.
But they, like Tammy said, they wanted to. The first thing the guy said to me was like, "Oh, that's like one of the worst herniated discs I've seen all year. Okay, let's schedule you in." What? I don't want to go under the knife. Isn't there like some exercise, something I can do? And I was like, maybe you'll get better, but then it'll come back again. So just get it done now. You're still young enough. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. And then so the whole walking thing and the whole sand thing, and
It took a few months, but
it took some time, but it's never been it's never been better. Whereas in wood somewhere.
Are you so glad you didn't have the surgery?
Well, yeah. You
Yeah.
wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
But
not big,
anyway,
not
so-
big for knives.
No, but it was like the inspiration that sort of pushed you, your
Yeah.
brain
Right.
was kind of
It was
wired
meant to
to.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So-
what about like working together? Because partnerships and collaborations, especially, if you're a couple, can be very, very challenging. Like, how do you work through? I mean, you're both one. Like, I want to be your partner too, right? Like, you're just
Hey, we're looking for investors.
really.
We're looking for a little help. Come on board.
We're going to pay for the shipping.
I don't know.
The
Two
free,
hundred orders
the
a
free
day.
shipping.
I don't think we're that normal because we met when we were 18.
Wow.
Moved in with each other 3 months later, and the rest is history. We've been working together. Gosh, since
For a while.
2009.
Wow. Since the back incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since the back incident. I don't know. You just figure
So
it
it's
out.
not
Pick
really
your
like you
battles.
just kind of find each other's rhythm because it seems like you complement, your at least.
I don't
your-
know how we do it. I don't really know. Pick your
Yeah,
battles.
yeah. No, I think it's I mean, I guess working with your best friend and other best friends, in Finland, it's like like Tammy said, is you pick your battles. You kind of you know where
Your
your
strengths,
strengths
your
are
weaknesses.
and weaknesses. Yeah, and I know everybody's strengths and weaknesses, and we kind of we all kind of work and into this
organic.
beautiful little organic web. It's It's fun, People always say, "Don't work with your best friends or whatever." It's like,
Yeah.
that's bullshit.
That's what they say in
Yeah.
Silicon Valley. Do not work
Yeah.
with people you care about. But you guys are disproving that theory.
It works.
We've only had
Hey,
the
we
best.
still like each other.
Yeah, shit. Sure.
It's true.
It's been 30-something years.
No, we're not normal. We do everything together.
Yeah.
We
It is-
mountain bike together. We snowboard together. Every hobby we do together. I'm in book club. He reads the book with me. Something wrong with us.
Yeah, maybe.
Really.
But it's working, and
Yeah.
it's really super cool. And what is so you're 4 years old, right? You're apparently looking for investors. We kind of got that from the VIBAe. How are you gonna? What is success to you guys, right? Like how will you know you have reached greatness in you're already great, let's face it. You've already sold a company.
It's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey. What is the next phase?
Well, we are the next Birkenstock. And I say that just simply because for us it's like it's a runway. It's
Why
a
is
path.
that? Why is that a like?
Well, Birkenstock, everybody knows Birkenstock worldwide.
Yeah.
And they've
They're
definitely
a great shoe.
They're a great shoe, and they've had their moments. Sometimes it's more popular than others.
Yeah, but it's always there.
It's always there,
And it's not going away.
and it's, no, definitely
It's
not.
important to be ergonomically,
Yeah.
fitted
so-
to your foot.
And that's exactly what they have. Like they've got a shoe that's iconic, and it is comfortable. It's made for people's feet. because I guess when it was designed back in 1774, they didn't think about doing things that didn't make sense. They didn't think about fashion. They were just making product for human, and so we're kind of like the new version of that. We're like, we're not from 1774. We're from 2000, and the 20s, and we've done the modern day version of it, and we want these shoes to be classics and to be available for everybody, because they have a lot of physical benefits. They do make you feel better. So hey, that's to us, success will be that. It'll be when when the brand has penetrated a global market sufficiently that people kind of recognize the name VIBAe as like, wow, a word for comfort, a word for
and I really do think COVID helped that movement of
the timing is so interesting to me.
Yeah. So many people come into the store and they're beautiful ladies and they're like, oh, we've given up the high heels. We never want to wear high heels again. Right. So I think that's nice.
How are you going? Yeah. So I'm from Boulder, right? Like I live in Boulder.
Okay.
That is Birkenstock Central, right? Or at least it used to be. It's getting kind of shiny now. Yeah. How are you, like, what's the plan to penetrate that kind of market? I mean, Boulder is, it's a university school. It's very sustainable, focused and very organic centric. It is Birkenstock land, right? Like that's just what we do there. How are you gonna? I would be happy to be your ambassador.
She is coming on board, Amy. You're hired.
Come to the store, we'll get you the shoes.
But how do you, just on a practical side, like how do you penetrate that market? How do you even approach it?
It's
don't give all your secrets.
Not all of them.
No, I mean, honestly,
no.
It's not rocket science. I mean, it's again, it's we do have decades of experience. In footwear and the market and everything else, and these days for us, what we found is unfortunately, or maybe it is fortunately, the online platforms and social media platforms is what's really getting our message across. Yep. And I mean, 90% of our sales is done through the online store, and we spend a gigantic amount of money on the basically Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
A little bit on Google.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So you're
Google,
buying ads and on ad servers on the different social platforms.
Yeah. And they haven't popped up yet for you?
They will. I'm going to fall into the VIBAe matrix after this.
Just say the word, around your phone.
I know. We've said it enough.
VIBAe.
So you're not really just like looking at the Birkenstock. It's like a more global approach to the brand.
Definitely. And I think we've got comfort and we've got fashion. I think, that's what VIBAe ties in together.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
Talk about the fun collaborations we're doing.
Well, yeah.
I want to hear the fun collaborations.
To talk about.
Yeah. Well, the collaborations that's probably the biggest thing. We've got to a point now where we know we've got proof of concept. People are buying the shoes. That was the biggest challenge. Like, okay, great, we've got a super cool idea. Make it and then start selling it, and then we'll see what happens. You don't know what's going to happen until it hits the floor.
Right.
It's sold really well, and it's selling really well, and we've got many different styles now. So we've got a good platform now with the brand. We understand who our customer is, and the next thing is to sort of like validate it through maybe more of a fashion angle and collaborate with people. There's a couple of different ways to get your name out there. One is obviously to look for influencers and whatever, but there's so many influencers these days that the credibility of that is starting to sort of like feel a bit purchased. You kind of buy your influencers.
Yeah, it feels cheap, doesn't it? Yeah.
So when, I don't know, I'm not really. I prefer people that love our shoes to come to us, and then we do something together rather than the other way around, chasing influencers to sort of promote our shoes.
Right.
And so through that way of thinking, we had I don't know if you've heard of Comme des Garçons. It's a big fashion brand out of Japan and France. They're sold at all of the best retailers around the world. So it's a huge name in the fashion industry, and they approached us last year to do our first collaboration, which is actually the shoe that I'm wearing now. So
it's so sleek,
and it's our shoe. All it has is their embroidered logo CDGH, and their name on the footbed.
Oh my God.
Other than that, it is our shoe. It's our same footbed. It just has their name over here, embroidery.
So it's like you white label for the
And
Exactly.
they're a big deal. They're a massive deal, and they loved our brand, and they were super happy to work
And
with us.
actually, the logo looks really classy
It's-
on the shoe.
It does.
Well,
Yeah.
that was that was them. Like we send them our shoes. They worked on, had some ideas, and then came back to us. Can we do this? Yes, we can. Both. So we launched these ones in February. Dover Street Market worldwide. They're big influential stores and sold out. So the first collaboration with those guys sold out. There's a new version. There's a full collection with them coming out next month, which is a different shoe, which will be really cool. That has led to so it means basically visibility worldwide. All of a sudden we're basically all over the world at all the best stores around the world.
Wow.
And one of the things that when we created the brand, I really wanted the shoes to feel like they were some kind of a medical message, and that's why the
health thing.
Yeah, it looks like there's some kind of all the information is all right here on the footbed.
Yeah.
You won't see much of a logo or anything around the shoe, but it is clearly stated over here. Like, this shoe is ergonomic. It is your size, and it's made in Portugal.
So every time you see that, you feel like you're doing something good for your body and yourself and your mind.
Yeah.
That is really, really smart.
So that's the first collab. We've got an incredible one that just launched with Toast UK. It's like an incredible sustainable fashion
And these people
retailer.
are coming to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they find us.
Yeah. So
So we're making some noise.
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that must be okay, I guess. But we didn't set out to be fat. We can't help it to design fashionable product. But we're not just trying to be fashion. We're just trying to create classics. And so we're obviously at the right place, the right time, that these people that are very fashion forward, coming to us and seeing that product, the blend of comfort with fashion and sustainability is a story worth telling.
Yeah.
That's relevant in today's fashion world.
It's really like the sweet spot of where we are culturally, right? Hopefully, right?
Yeah.
Like for a lot
We're
of
going
people.
in the right direction.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. And so, like, is the plan to just keep evolving and innovating what you do, or as a business, are you gonna sell? Like, what's the end game?
We never know. I mean,
No one ever knows.
We
It's a
don't know.
shitty question.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's a
No.
very good question.
No.
We're open to either.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see where
Smart
it all
answer.
takes us.
Yeah.
That we know that we know we can build a business to 20, 40 million, and it's still fun. It's still like manageable. There's 5 of us that run the company. We've got maybe another 10 people around us that work with us in different capacities. It's fun. So
It is fun.
with this kind of group that we have, we can grow the brand to a decent size. Do we want to manage a brand that's 100, 200, 300 million? I don't know. Like, it gets super corporate, and
Yeah, it does.
That's when actually
And
my-
then
The
it's
risk
not
you
fun.
take, and then everything changes because
Yeah.
you can't control your culture, or
it gets tough. It's
it
just
gets
difficult.
tough, and it's mean, and it's different.
Yeah. And that's
Yes.
when I had
So-
my back screwed up, was when I was a creative director in a big brand, and just the stress of just
Yeah.
committees. You just
Corporations.
constantly just
Committees.
it's all it is. You're just spending time in boardrooms and just going around the table, and nothing really comes out of it, and then you have another meeting to discuss the meeting that didn't go anywhere, and
Right. Yeah, and then you loop
But
back
it is
and
true.
follow
Yeah.
up.
The
and-
back happened, and then you just said, "I'm out."
Yeah,
that was
good
it.
for
And
you.
That was pretty amazing. And 2009 was the recession, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
the bottom fell out of the global
yeah,
economy.
and-
Yeah.
That's when we launched the
So-
other one. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So
But
for
it
the-
has to be fun. You're right.
It has to be fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that if you're doing anything that's not fun, you're why
life's
even
too
bother, or
short.
something that doesn't bring you joy. You should never do that.
You can
Let me just
challenge yourself. For sure.
challenge yourself, chase your dreams, and seek for sure. There are a lot of entrepreneurs who will be listening to this interview, and they're going to want to know, and it's kind of a hack question to throw out at you guys, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's the end of the day and all
And
I
it's
have
Friday.
is hack. But I think it's really important because you've had a lot of success. You've sold a company. You have this. You're creating this movement as part of a sustainable, product, consumer product. People think they want to be in fashion. Entrepreneurs think they want to do the fast fashion, the shoes, the whatever. What is your advice, right? Aside from the chasing and following joy, which Tammy just brought up, and it's really super important. Mm-hmm. But what is the most important thing you've learned as successful serial entrepreneurs?
Yeah, no, you need patience. It doesn't happen overnight. I think the two biggest thing is obviously you need to just follow that dream, that path, whatever it is, the reason you created this thing, whatever it is, business that you have in mind, you're doing it because it means something to you. Hopefully it has a good purpose in life. So that you have a real passion to work with it and to continue working with it for as long as it takes until it actually takes off. Because it's going to take a long time. And
there's a lot of nurturing.
Yeah.
There's a ton of nurturing, and you're going to need a decent amount of money. So some people are luckier than others. Maybe, I don't know, some businesses just don't seem to need maybe as much cash to get that cash flow kind of rolling. In our case, we're 4 years old. We're just starting to see some money, making money. It's taken us 4 years.
Yeah.
And
it's a
for
slow
4
roll.
years.
It definitely is. And it goes up and it goes down.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to be
And that's a
made
lot of
of
stress.
steel.
Yeah.
Right? Made of steel and then flexible like bamboo.
Right.
Because you've just got to roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
every week there's something new.
Right.
You're always going to be sorting out.
Always. But that's the energy, that energy that when you're in an entrepreneurial environment that is just so addicting, right?
Yeah.
Like
you get a buzz out of it.
It's a
like,
dopamine hit,
Yeah.
right? Even on those low days, because you got to scrap your way out of, holes
Out of the hole.
every other
and
day.
they're shooting at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do everything. We, as we say, fucking everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that or not,
You
but
can say
that's
fucking.
that's our slogan.
You can say shit.
Yeah,
Right.
there you go. But we work at the store. Like we get on our knees and we put shoes on people. We have obviously a warehouse with 10,000-20,000 pairs of shoes that we have to run. We have
We
ad
get abused
campaigns.
at the store sometimes.
Yeah,
No, I'm kidding. Because our shoes are unisex,
Yeah.
right? I had this customer come in. I was busy with another one. And I just said, "Oh, welcome. Just so you know, the shoes are unisex." And she looked at me and went,
Oh, stop
"What?"
it.
And she got on her heels and she said, "Duh," and left the store. And I'm like, "What did I do? What did I do to upset her?"
No.
I think it sounded like you need sex.
And guess what? Maybe she did. It sounds like she did, right?
All right,
did.
edit that one out.
She stormed out. I was there that day with Tammy, and oh my God, it was crazy.
But no, we do it all. We have a lot of different hats on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
you
have
never,
to.
so you never, don't think you're too great. It doesn't matter if you're the CFO, CEO, whatever you want to call yourselves. You need to you need to sweep the
gotta
floors.
do the cleaning.
You're doing it all.
You
Yeah.
can do more of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Point taken.
The other thing that I love and it's this word comes up every once in a while, but specifically with you guys, like the whole idea of purpose and making sure that what you are doing as a company and organization has purpose and it sort of trickles into the brand and what you stand for. And, it just seems very natural and very facile to this conversation, but did you start this company knowing what the purpose was? Like, was it completely purpose-led, or did that come after the back incident, walking in the sand? Like, how did all the parts come together?
100%
I
purpose.
think we just knew.
Yeah. It just
There was no
it
doubt.
just seems
There's
like,
there's just no
And with our
reason
partners,
to.
we were all on
the same page.
Same page.
Yeah.
And yeah, we aspire, I think, to
It just had to have
making people
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
Has to be a reason for it, you know?
Right? Feel good.
If there's no reason, no reason for the product, don't even make it. Like
Yeah.
there's already 10,000 other ones probably out there that do the same thing. Like there has to be a reason.
Yeah.
That's and then at the end of the day, people, the thing with shoes is that obviously if you're building a brand and you're building an image, your customer's going to come back and buy a second pair, third pair, fourth pair if the product stands up to everything you've been
Right.
promising. And so we had an amazing retaining customer rate because the product stands up to everything that we've said it does.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
that's the pleasure. Like and that's
people get
the real life.
emotional about their, this type of shoe, their
It's-
Birkenstock. Like
it's-
people don't, like, you get a pair of Birks broken in, you don't want to part with, like, it is.
Yeah.
It is. There's
It's
like,
taken you 2 years to get there.
right.
Until they come into our store.
Right. This is what I'm saying. Like,
We just had a mother with her son
Uh-huh.
come in, and she was wearing her Birkenstocks, and it's great because we really are.
that
you
is
know,
so.
we have the
That's
shoe
like
for
that's
you.
perfect.
Oh, that's
And
so
she
right.
boxed the Birks up and walked out with VIBAe.
Did you get it on camera?
No, because it
Oh, man.
happens every day.
That's viral gold right
I don't know.
there.
We actually need more of that. Actually, we need more of that. But it usually happens without us knowing until it's too late. Oh, it's
Right.
already happened.
But what's very rewarding is when you get the customers who have feet problems, like
Right.
pain, and it's so nice when they come back and you have saved me. Where have you been?
Right.
Where have you been? I've needed the shoe my whole life.
I mean, that is so rewarding, and
is.
yeah. And
Yeah.
your story is just. I mean, I could sit here all day with you guys, and it's.
We'll go
I
out
feel
after.
really so lucky that people who have your experience and your mission, and just the passion that you have. It doesn't happen often that we get to talk to such fun people.
Well, thank you.
Unisex.
No, you need sex.
I think unisex. So I'm going to come to your store next time I'm in LA.
Yeah, that would
Please,
be great.
please,
Yeah.
yeah. Bring the whole
Yeah.
crew.
Yeah.
We'll outfit everybody.
No, really appreciate
Put a smile on their
Mm-hmm.
faces. It all starts with your feet.
Yeah, thanks for making the drive on a Friday. I'm learning
Oh,
about
thank
LA
you for
traffic
having
is
us.
not Friday friendly. So,
It's
and
fine.
if you ever find yourself in Boulder,
We
Heck yeah.
will, because
We love
we like to
snowboarding.
snowboard.
I know how to snowboard.
Let's
Whoa.
do it.
Let's go.
That's why I went to all my kids and the whole family went to University
Same
of
with us.
Colorado
Oh, no, we didn't do that in
because
school.
when I went to school, Colorado was the only state in the country that allowed snowboarding at
Oh, wow.
Eldora and Loveland. Yep.
because they
Oh,
don't
wow.
like us.
They didn't like
Knuckle
skiers.
draggers.
Now we are normal. So,
Well, do
Yeah.
you think?
I mean, we're accepted. We may not be
Tolerated.
Tolerated.
We're
The-
tolerated.
The knuckle
normal,
draggers.
but not preferred.
as
yeah.
our friends call us. We worked. I worked with Solomon back in the late
No
90s,
way.
and
Yeah.
and so we
And the
actually came.
headquarters. Sorry.
We were in France at the time, but then they opened the Solomon Design Center in Boulder.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
we actually
Yeah.
came out
Yep.
in the late 90s or whatever.
Yeah,
it
late
was.
90s,
Yeah.
98.
And hung out in Boulder for a little bit. We were doing a project with the team there, so that was fun.
Boulder is
Short
super
little
cool.
skis.
Yeah.
Steamboat, though, if you have not skied Steamboat,
Have
Not
we?
yet.
No, we've
That
done Vail,
it-
Aspen, not
Vail
Yeah.
is a bunghole of Texans. Aspen is for
Aspen's-
assholes,
yeah.
right? Steamboat
Oh,
is
that's where
for
Craig
cowboys.
goes.
Yeah,
He's
no,
been
that's-
trying to get us
To get us there all the time, yeah.
forever.
magical. It's still
Okay.
very true to itself, right? A lot
Nice.
of locals. It's
Yeah.
far.
Is it
right?
on the Icon Pass?
It is.
Oh,
5
good.
days on the Icon.
Beautiful.
Actually,
Oh.
6 days now. Yeah.
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 Yeah, our mountain is Mammoth because it's the closest one
Mammoth is
here.
awesome, and you guys.
Mammoth is
a good
Yeah.
snow
Yeah.
year is a good snow year
Yeah.
at Mammoth.
And they've had several
Yeah.
in a row.
Yeah.
But the town is kind of, missing a little bit of life.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Y'all
But the
come
mountain's
to
beautiful.
Colorado and bring your shoes, and we'll
We
just,
will.
sell them out the trunk of your car.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
but you would love Steamboat, and it's a really good market for your product.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We're
will, we
coming.
will get in there for sure.
Yeah, post ski. Are you like taking off your
Uh-huh.
boots?
Oh, they're
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Are you kidding me? I didn't even think of
Let the
that.
toes
The
be
recovery
free.
shoe.
Right. My
Let the
God.
toes wiggle.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. I just really appreciate it.